I stepped aside, avoiding one of the tree roots sticking upwards from the ground and breaking away from the torchlight scattered across the campsite. After my small movement, a shadow up ahead shifts, nose tilting over her shoulder to glance at me. And after a second, her front legs follow her head to fully turn and face me fully. Her hooves thumped softly against the grass. Head straining with her attempt approached due to the reins tied, and nodded onto the tree she stood beside, stopped her from getting far. But it's fine because I'm already trotting on over, gently running my hand over her nose and face to push back where the ropes won't drain and pull at her face anymore. She was one of the many horses trained with the basics for common soldiers, and having seen multiple times since I snuck out to feed her often, she didn't mind me getting near, and from the way she bucks her head away from my grasp to pond against my satchel, she already knows what I'm here to do. Okay, I chuckled quietly, brushing her face away so I could open and reach into my bag. Waiting for this? I questioned, pulling out one of the many sugar cubes I had packed for this trip. She snorts, wasting no time in leaning forward for the treat, and I don't pull away, letting her take the small food to enjoy. I flicked the top of the satchel closed, but for a second, she had already downed the treat and was leaning in for more, earning a quick shake of my head. Sorry, I muttered, running my hand across the center of her face a few times. But if you want a sugar cube every night, you're going to need to cut back, just so we don't run out before getting there, I reassured. Her beady eyes glistened in the light of the moon, split pupils watching me as I come to stand near the side of her neck, moving my hands through her hair to remove any tangles that had found its way during the day. And once I was done, I grabbed a small chunk and started braiding, listening to the sounds of the forest idly as my hands moved through her hair, twisting different parts together. For a moment she still, letting me braid away at the hair running along the back of her neck. Then she tilts her head down, ripping the grass from the forest. I hear her crunching on the greens just for a little while, finishing another 2 braids in the process before a weight presses onto my side, where my satchel was. I ignored her, knowing she wouldn't be able to get the bag open to steal any sugar cubes. After a few minutes, she huffs, puffing air loudly through her nostrils as she lifts her head. She seems to be making a nodding motion with her head, throwing it back with an attitude and stomping her opposite leg to add it to it all. I rolled my eyes at the gesture, patting her shoulder as I started to step back, gaining her attention again as she moved to follow me. And as we just stared at each other in silence, I sighed, reaching into the satchel and pulling out another sugar cube. Oh, fine, you've earned it anyways. Pulling that whole carriage? I rolled my eyes as I watched her immediately go for the treat, and once she had taken it from my grasp, I walked away. There, but no more. We need to save some still, I commented, but she seems pretty content with the 2 she had been able to get. See me back off. She knew it was time for me to head out. So, she just turns away, continuing to graze. My eyes cast away as well, legs following the direction to go to the other horses responsible for pulling my carriage, and repeat the same thing. Well, minus the attitude. She seems pretty happy with whatever she gets, and tonight I guess it's going to be 2 sugar cubes. Smiling nervously, Denki sped walked past another batch of soldiers just chatting away near one of the many tents lining the camps. One person waved at the blonde, earning a quick wave back, but before they could question why he seemed to be in a rush, he was already gone. He had returned to supply cart Kirishima had been helping unload earlier, easily spotting the redhead and trying to look as casual as possible as he practically sprinted over. Hearing the new set of footsteps, Kirishima's gaze flickers upwards and away from the people he had been talking to, crimson brows furrowing once he caught the attention of his friends. "Hey, Kirishima," the blonde calls out, a bit to the confused soldier. "Denki, what are you doing here? Didn't I tell you to?" Before Kirishima could even finish his question, the blonde grabbed his arm, dragging him away, off in the direction of the barrel Sero should be still filling up at this very moment, or near at least. "Hey, what the? Hey!" Kirishima yells as he pulls off, practically feeling the panic radiating off the blonde as they pass by trees to step further into the forest. And it doesn't take long, with hundreds Kirishima's questions to each of their original meeting grounds, finding a familiar black-haired soldier chilling on one of the barrels much like Denki did earlier. "Oh, hey guys," the dark-haired soldier calls out as he catches sight of the two swiftly moving past some bushes to reach their friend. Then his dark gaze flickers onto the panicked evidence of the blonde's expression as he finally lets go of Kirishima's arm. "What is going on?" Kirishima slowly questions, earning a worried shrug from his black-haired friend. "Lady Yin is gone." The two stop in their tracks, sharing the same wide-eyed expression as their attention locked to their panicking friend, their own chests filling with a familiar panic. "What do you mean, gone?" Kirishima repeats, getting closer with his words and causing Denki to throw his hands up. "I mean gone! She's gone! Missing!" "How? Are you sure she wasn't just in her tent somewhere?" Sarah tried to add in the hope to make this go down as his rested position moved on the barrel. "No, I checked all through her tent. She's gone." Denki quickly shut down, running his hands through his blonde locks. "I showed up and... What if she was kidnapped? Abducted?" Sarah corrected, fully earning a glare from Denki. Now, pacing back and forth, Kirishima was panicking just as much as his friend was, thinking of the worst possibilities on why you wouldn't be there where you're supposed to be. "No," the redhead finally spoke, breaking up the small argument that had started between his two comrades. "There's no way. Nobody just sneaks in and just abducts her without anyone noticing," he states, having remembered and repeating the words the daughter of the Duke had said earlier. He knew there was no way. Turning towards the torches of the campsite, he quickly walked towards his friends, going between them. The two set looks together, each other before following behind their sharp-toothed friend. "Kirishima, I'm telling you, I saw it with my own eyes. She's missing. We need to..." Denki's words were drowned out as they continued, passing by trees and heading in the direction of the light. And, with the bonfire coming in view, they all collectively knew they'd be paying that vacant tent a visit.